If there is anything that I will never understand, that is animal cruelty. You probably wonder why I'm talking about animals, since the people, humans, can be cruel and violent. There's a lot of that around us in the world. Well, I'll tell you this. I think that humans, we can at least protect ourselves. The creatures like this, they can't. And at this point, I'd like to share something with you that I found recently on the internet, quotation by Ellen DeGeneres. She said, I ask many people why they keep the deer heads on a wall. And they say, well, it's just a beautiful animal. Well, there you go. I think that my mom is attractive too, but I keep her photographs. End of quote, I have no comment. And looking at this little guy here, you probably understand I'm going to be talking about animals next half an hour. I'm standing in front of a very interesting and unique place, and I will share the rest after the break.
The Via Mia Show is sponsored by the following people.
So as I said at the beginning, the topic is about the animals, and I'm standing right with Wendy Riley today, my today's guest, who let us go in to Richmond Animal Protection Society. Wendy, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Mia.
And this is great. So we don't have many dogs around us at this point. Who is that behind us?
This is Kitty.
Kitty?
Kitty, come here, puppy. Good boy. Good boy, Kitty.
So what is interesting about this, I wanted to say something and right at the beginning and I forgot, was that this is a very safe place for, and these animals here, the animals are going to be always safe. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, this is a true non-kill shelter.
When you told me the first time non-kill shelter, that kind of brought a flag on me, like what does that mean for other shelters?
Well, each shelter runs on their own mission. Obviously, ours is to ensure that these animals have a wonderful quality of life for as long as they need. So regardless of whether they're deemed unadoptable because of aggression issues or unhealthy because of terminal illness, we make sure that they have a place to stay.
I know. I went to see you a couple of weeks ago. We will go through this place. This is just the beginning.
Yes, it is.
And we're going to see a little more action behind us very soon. But like you said, you have a lot of volunteers, you have a lot of people, the dogs, cats, and everything else, what we're going to name later on. They're well taken care of.
Definitely.
Very much loved. And the program is great. Can you tell me a little more about the program?
Yeah, sure. We run basically a shelter program. We also have a sanctuary for cats. We have over 500 cats at our sanctuary. We have a wonderful network of volunteers to come out and take care of our animals and help us with every little thing that we have. We've got a wonderful program called Kitty Comforters, where senior citizens come out and they spend the day just cuddling cats and brushing them and grooming them. So really there's a need for volunteers of all kinds. If you're not good with animals, we always need handymen to help us construct wonderful enclosures for our animals. We need people to help just socialize the animals.
I know.
Website design.
What about if there is a volunteer? There are people they love, they really care about animals, but they have different, like more bigger respect or distance from dogs. Like, is that a place for those people here as well?
Definitely. If you don't want to work with dogs, we've got cats. We've got lots of rabbits. We've got rats. You name it. Ferrets.
Rats.
Chickens. Goats. So if you love animals and you're just not good with dogs, we've definitely got the other animals that can fill that zone for you.
Okay, are we ready for like a little more movement behind us? Can we do that?
Sure.
Okay, that would be great.
Come on, Kitty.
Kitty, Kitty, come here. No treats, so no come here, right? Okay. Good boy. And that one is up for adoption as well, right?
They're all up for adoption.
Oh, okay. How old is Kitty?
He's about 1 to 3.
Okay. Looks very healthy,
He's a
very,
healthy
very
boy.
active.
Yeah, he's a great boy. All of our animals get proper vet care, so anytime you adopt from a shelter, the good news for you is that your animals have been vet checked, they're usually socialized, and we can tell you what their issues are because we spend time with them on a daily basis.
Yeah, when you said that they have the regular vet check, right? You take them to your vet.
We do. No animal gets adopted unless it's spayed or neutered. So help control the pet population, a big issue for us. So right down to the rabbits, everything is neutered or spayed.
Well, I have so many more questions. I'd like to talk to you and ask you about a few things. But what about we bring more dogs here?
Some
Because
little guys?
you have small breed as
We
well.
do. We've got lots of little guys.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Come on, Bobo.
Come here, Bobo.
Come here, Babs.
So now we have
Good boy.
these new ones, smaller breeds.
Yeah.
And who is this?
This is Bobo.
Bobo. Can you tell me about him? How did he get here?
Bobo was surrendered to us. He's 13 years old and he's got terminal cancer. Unfortunately, he was brought here instead of staying with his family. But the good news is we've got him on proper pain meds and we have a foster home lined up for him, so he's going to be able to spend his last days with a loving family.
Well, this is a few questions I'm going to have right now. What you just said, if you don't mind. It's great that the place like this exists for dogs like that, for pets like that. You said 13 years he was living with a family. Maybe, sorry if I don't understand, but I mean, how can people get rid of the dogs after 13 years because it's terminally sick? That's what happens?
It's a hard question to answer. Obviously, everybody has their own reasons. But, you know, we want to try to remind people that when they commit to an animal, a pet, it's like a part of your family. And we don't assume that you just ditch your kids anywhere. So obviously, dropping off your animal at a shelter in his last years is really not the best thing to do.
No, but I mean, we're so thankful that you are here, and with your attitude and with the love and care what you give. Bobo, when I notice how he's behaving, it doesn't even look like that he's been here just for a short time. You know, feel like he grew up here.
Well, with the help of all our wonderful staff and our volunteers, you know, he's catered to all day, makes him happy here. So, and that shows. I mean, obviously he's actually health-wise been doing fabulous.
Yeah, you might be probably the reason this place,
Definitely.
Right?
A little love goes a long way.
Like now, when people come here and they would like to adopt the animal, how easy, how fast, what the procedure is? Is it easy that, for example, if I come here and I said, I really like Bobo, can I take him now?
No.
Okay, I tried.
Sorry, Mia, not even you can take him now. It's an application process, and we do our due diligence to ensure that the animals go to the best family suitable for them. So there is no same-day adoptions.
So how long does it take?
Depending on the animal. Some animals are here longer, and some of them are here much shorter periods.
So, but do you do research of the family?
We do home checks.
Yeah.
So somebody
You go
will
to their homes?
will go to their homes and make sure that their house is suitable for the animal that they've chosen. We always ask for references and do our due diligence with the paperwork. So it's you know, a procedure where we want to make sure that the animal goes to its forever home.
Of course, that's how it should be. Do you, when you meet these potential owners, I mean, how well educated they are? Do you know? Do you think that we are still lacking of some way to be? Because I think we are the ones should be trained getting animals.
Exactly. It is a process. You know, just like not everybody should have children, not everybody should have pets. If you're away from your home for extended periods of time, then obviously you're not really suitable to have a pet. They are a time-consuming animal, and you have to dedicate a lot of energy to them. So something to consider before getting a pet.
I have a quick question before we go to see another section. You mentioned that quite a few dogs, they could not be let in because they can't be around men. Can you explain that?
Yeah, a couple of our dogs have obviously aggression issues with men, and we're aware of that because we do have male volunteers that come in to help us out with dog walking and so forth. So we realize what their issues are, and then we try to work around them and work with them to be able to get them into a position where they are adoptable.
So they might be something in the past that they were either teased or
exactly. It's
dealt.
hard to pinpoint exactly what their issues stem from.
Okay.
But obviously, if they tend to be more aggressive towards males, then that would hint that perhaps they were abused one time by a man or something in a similar situation.
Okay, that was about dogs mainly, but we have other section to go to.
Yes.
Why don't we just move on?
The VMEA show is sponsored by the following people.
So we are getting in a smaller and smaller area, but I quite like the environment in our company. So these are the domestic ones?
That's correct. These are domestic rabbits.
I mean, look at the beautiful color. I don't know your name, but can you come closer to me? Look what I have for you. I heard that they eat carrot. This is just a fairy tale
Nope,
thing?
it's not a fairy tale. Rabbits love carrots and they love hay.
Not today. Are you gonna come and get?
They're enjoying the sunshine.
You know, this might be a different for them because they're surrounded by people, which is not usually that's what happens. But you have different rabbits. There's not only domestic ones.
That's right. We have lop ears. We've got various colors, shapes, sizes.
Hey, look at this one. This one likes posing. Can you?
And again, rabbits can be litter trained, so they make fabulous pets.
That is something very interesting I've never heard before.
Yeah.
So if I take, are these one of those?
Yeah.
They can be litter trained?
Exactly.
Okay.
Many of these are already litter trained, so to adopt them, the work is already done for you.
And they do, nothing? And they do really stay on your lap. They can be cuddled and petted like dog or cat.
Exactly. Many of the rabbits we have love to be handheld. A lot of them started out being handheld as early pets. That's why they come to us already litter trained and used to people.
The different kind of, like let me say, different kind of rabbits as well. Different shape, different colors.
That's right.
Yeah. So is it
beautiful colors.
It depends on which environment they're growing up?
No, it just depends on the mother and father, like everything.
And how do these find their families?
Again, we go through the same adoption application process. You fill in an application and then we find the suitable family for the specific animal.
Can you come here? Can you have a... I don't think they really like the carrot. Or is it just because it's coming from me? Well, you know, again, same like for the dogs or cats, the rabbits or any other animals. If we go to a website, can you please repeat it because I always make mistakes when I make them?
Richmond Animal Protection Society.ca.
Yes, and there's all contacts, all information.
That's right. It'll send you to a link, Pet Finder, which gives you a list of all our adoptable pets.
Or they can come here, right?
Or they can come here. They can check out our
yeah.
Facebook site. There's lots of ways to get information about our animals.
Yeah. I hear somebody behind us is getting quite noisy. Can we go to visit?
Yeah, I think the goats are calling your name, Mia.
Oh, I can wait. This is the closest I've ever been to a goat. And first time I probably lost. I mean, they're cute. They're very nice. I don't want to disturb you. I know you're eating.
Yeah.
How old are they approximately?
These guys are just about a year old now.
And you're trying to tell me that these are for adoption as well?
These are available for adoption as well, only to a hobby farm. Obviously, we're a non-kill shelter, so
Yes.
our whole goal is to make
yes.
sure these guys live out. They don't end up on the dinner plate.
Well, what kind of guarantee you're gonna have?
Well, we do our research to make sure that it goes to a proper family. And they're so people friendly now. They've been with us since they were little, so they're just like regular pets.
Yeah, I can say it's just. I mean, I didn't have any problem to step in. You know, if they didn't have those horns on, it would be easier. But I just see all these pictures, you know, and movies and stuff. So that's what I was. So what are they eating now? Because we were trying to give them carrots, but they wouldn't take them.
They wanted to eat their grains, so this is the goat treat, shall we say. They get their grains every day, and they love them.
You said they're very young. How old are they?
Just about a year.
Year. And how long do they usually live?
Oh, goats can live to a good age depending on their environment.
Yeah. What is the good age?
You know, probably up to the 15-year-old stage,
15?
if not older. Yep.
So it's so similar to dogs, maybe a little bit
Exactly.
older. Yeah. So these were here with you since you said summer, so almost a year.
Exactly.
And did you have anything like before, like sheep or the goats before, and they were adopted?
We have had goats before that have been adopted, and we do have sheep as well that have been adopted. Like I said, we get just about everything in here.
So I don't think this is time to interrupt them, but when we step in, they're more playful. I think it's not a very good idea to disturb them.
When they're eating, they're enjoying their supper.
Well, I am more brave when they're so quiet.
That's right.
When they were coming in, they were very, very playful and
They
jumping.
were looking for their dinner, and now they're happy. Now they don't care about us at all.
Well, if there anybody again interested to have these at home, not really at home, but
If you've got a hobby farm, or if you think you've got a nice location to make a happy home for these guys, give us a call.
So how often people come and would like to see goats?
Not as often as we'd like, obviously. It's not like every family's looking for a pet goat. But there are people out there that do have hobby farms, so there is a home out there for them.
I'm sure there is. But considering how well looked after they're here, I don't know. I don't know if this is not the best place. Okay, guys, we're gonna move to a different area. Walking by this board, is this volunteer board?
That's right, this is our volunteer board.
So, okay, so I see so many names. You said you have 100 volunteers or so?
Over 100 volunteers.
So they just walk by and whatever they are free, they put their name down?
Yeah, they let us know what their availability is, and then we find a spot for them. If they like to work with rabbits, we can fill them in with the rabbits or the cats.
And whatever job is gapping with you, wherever you have gap, it's either laundry or rabbit or whatever.
Exactly.
You know, they're gonna fit there. So I can see that Julie is kind of active person.
Yep, Julie's a wonderful volunteer.
Because she's all over
You see
the
her
place.
name a lot on this list, exactly.
Sorry, I'm just, that's what I was noticing. That is great. I mean, we saw some of your workstation here, your laundry room. I like this part behind me.
Our little grooming tub.
Yeah, so you're baiting and trimming and doing all this cleanup to these little guys. So you don't really need the vet for that particular thing, do you?
No, not for grooming. We do a lot of the grooming ourselves, and we do have a wonderful groomer that does work for us, Christine. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
So you have everything is under one roof.
we try to keep everything under one roof. Definitely.
Okay. So this is what I was interested. We wanted to know. Let's go back to.
Just
the
let me know
cats.
where I can put your name, Mia.
Let me think about it. What about the goats? Cats, I don't think they mind that we are here.
No, they love people.
They do?
They do.
They're wondering like what we're doing here. I had a cat for a very short period of time. We were looking for a home. And I wanted to know your advice, what is good for people. They have cats, keeping them indoor.
Most definitely. I mean, any domestic animal is definitely going to be better indoors. It's much safer for them. Just like your children, you wouldn't let them run loose alone. It's much safer for cats. There's a lot of coyotes out there. Cars are very detrimental to outdoor cats. And there's just a lot of disease.
And how about if they stay home, how do they get their physical activity?
You play with them.
Yes.
And we always say, having more than one cat is great. Two
Yeah.
cats are better than one because they get to play with each other, and
And they don't stay home by themselves, right? When
that's
you
right.
leave
They have
as well.
company.
And can they be also trained like dogs?
Yeah, a lot of cats are super intelligent. You can get them to do little tricks. You know, cats are usually litter trained, so that's not an issue. They're very clean, and they love cuddling.
Are you a friendly one? No? Okay. I no. The reason I ask if they can be trained, if they jump on the counter, which none of us, of course, like, can that be trained?
Yep, definitely. You can train a cat not to do something.
Okay, let's go back to going outside and not going outside. I agree with the fact that you advise people not to let the cats go outside. If you want to take them outside, what's the solution?
You could always build a cat enclosure. So if you had an outdoor deck and you screened it in, or you made a habitat
Yes.
that they can be outdoors and still enjoy the smells and everything about being outside, but in the safety of being in an enclosure, that would be the best bet.
Yeah, the fence probably very, very high because you never know what they can do, how high they can jump.
That's true.
So that's for sure. So this is just one area with cats. We're looking at your board. There are so many areas with cats. It's another place to come and visit, either in person or on the website, Richmond Animal Protection Society.ca, and among all of those animals we saw, these beautiful cats are waiting for a new home.
They are. They're all waiting for the right home. They're all loving animals. And we're just waiting for the right people to come and get them.
Hopefully we're going to have more. But they have a nice place, nice people looking after
Yeah,
them.
they're very well loved here.
Well, I don't know if you recognize this.
Of course.
Every single guest is signing my cup, which I would like you to be one of those because you spent time with me. You shared so much with all of us
Thank you,
in the
Mia.
last half an hour. But before I leave, I have one more question. I can see and I sensed what you were telling me. This is like a non-profit organization. You have a lot of volunteers and a lot of stuff is to come from somewhere. How are you supported, or how can we support and help?
Generous donations are accepted, obviously. We can only continue to run with donations because of the nonprofit aspect. And we need everything, you know, towels, sheets, bedding, animal, food, anything you're willing to part with, we'll graciously accept.
A lot of care and love.
Exactly.
I mean, I see it, it's definitely here. House full of it.
Thank
So
you.
the last step I will be, thank you very much, Wendy. This
Thank
is
you,
the
Mia.
cup that missing your signature. For today's show, we had Wendy Riley representing Richmond Animal Protection Society. And again, Richmond Animal Protection Society.ca would be the site. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mia.
Thank you for your signature. And to all of us who liked what you saw today, visit in person or, like I said, jump on the computer and punch the website what I mentioned. I will see all of you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.